Hello, everybody. Anime Reflux. Woo.
Woo!
You almost recorded over my yeah.
No, I didn't. I very specifically waited until you finished.
I could have just been taking a breath and finished like, eh.
That would have been a weird opening. Anime Reflux. Stupid soccer show.
It's called whistle
It
because in soccer there's a whistle.
it wasn't stupid. It was just there.
It was very boring.
Yeah. So, we're going to run through the synopsis. It's not especially interesting, so we'll do cliff notes, basically. Show opens with a kid and his dad, and he throws the football to the kid, and the kid kicks it with, I think it was the top of his foot, which is,
He didn't kick it with the toes, he kicked it with the top of his foot. He is destined to win the World Cup.
yeah, that's, I mean, it's standard parenting going a bit crazy over a kid doing a thing that they shouldn't really know how to do. Which, fair play. That's standard shooting practices, just top of the foot to guide it
Yeah.
like a hook.
He did one thing right as a baby, and now this is his future. I will make sure of it.
Yeah. And then we flash forward, and as I say, we're going to do cliff notes. There's a kid. He likes football. He lives with his older brother, probably, who is like a modeling agent or something.
Yeah.
He's
For
very
those
creepy.
Americans out there, when he says football, he means soccer.
I'm saying it interchangeably. I honestly don't fucking care anymore.
You
Like,
Need
I hate
specify.
the sport, so why would I even fight about it? Really?
know, when I
This is
was
not, it's not for you. It's for everyone else. We have to specify what this
when I was a
is.
kid, I played one season of soccer, and I was out for most of the season because I had to get my tonsils and adenoids removed, and I was like out from surgery, and then I came back and I sucked at the game because I was recovering from surgery for most of the season, and then I never played soccer again.
Cool.
So basically,
I'm jealous because I live in England and football was 90% of our PE classes.
ooh,
Yeah, I played soccer and P only. You want to know
Yeah.
why? Because I hate running. So a sport that's like 90% running, nah, I'm good.
Yeah. And since
I'm
PE
more
was
of a
mandatory through all of high school, even when we were taking like actual qualifications that we needed to study for, yeah, I had to play a sport a few times a week where I literally couldn't see the ball coming at me. It was
yikes.
entirely mandatory, and I had no choice in saying, hey, I can't actually play this sport. Maybe I shouldn't. No, you're fucking playing the sport. Shut up.
See, like for me, I always preferred playing baseball or something similar because you just run in short bursts and you just hit the ball and it's fine. Um, Soccer is just, well, it's what this kid really wants to be
Okay.
on regular on
In
this
hindsight,
time.
now that you've mentioned that, I'm actually kind of grateful that it wasn't baseball because baseball was fucking terrifying for me. I can't see a football. Imagine me trying with a baseball.
Yeah, I think you would have had even worse time with baseball.
Yeah, I got popped in the nose multiple times.
Oof.
Yeah, it was not good. And they still wouldn't let me just bow out. Fucking hate
Well,
the
if you
school
get hit,
system.
you get to walk to first base. So there's that.
No, he never. No, they didn't hit him. It was like he couldn't see it when it was time to field the ball. He couldn't catch it.
Nope.
Oh, that sucks.
Yep, it could come right towards me and it would just hit me in the face because I wouldn't be able to see it. Not even any idea of where it was.
So,
Yeah,
soccer.
sports. Sports ball.
Yes.
Did the ball go? Oh, the ball went. Yeah, I love that meme. It's fucking great.
So this guy wakes up, makes breakfast. He's living with his older brother, who works with a modeling agency, and he is transferred to this new high school because his old high school was really, really good at soccer, and he was basically a ball
Bench warmer.
washer. He was a ball washer. He washed them balls on his old soccer team.
The polite term is bench warmer. It's not polite either.
third stringer isn't a bench warmer.
Yeah,
Like,
third stringers. You have bench warmer, and then you have third string.
yeah, third string isn't even on the field. It's a
So,
substitute of a substitute.
I can't think of a false, non-insulting way to say that.
Yeah. So he goes to this new school, and his teacher is really excited that someone from whatever the crap the other school was called is going to their school now. But she's surprised by how small he is. And internally, he's like, I mean, yeah, I was only third string because of my height, which is a really stupid way to assign someone as third string just based on height. That's kind of shitty. Like, this isn't basketball. I don't know why that's a thing. That doesn't even make sense for football. That's not how that works.
Can't head the ball.
legs
You can't head the ball if you can't get over everybody.
and
So
that too.
Do you know how
Heading the
often people
ball.
head the ball?
More than you might think, but less than you might hope.
yeah,
It's
I,
it's
I,
not
I don't mean successfully. I just mean they got to jump to go for it.
it's not really a requirement that people be tall to play football. There are certain
It's
positions
also
where
just-
it's advantageous, but most of them you can just do.
It's also just generally the length of the limbs, so you can like
Hmm.
reach around with your leg and everything and get it better. But
So, actually, being taller can be disadvantageous in that case as well because you get the legs tangled and stuff like that, which is really bad sometimes. It's a lot easier to break your legs if you're taller because it's a lot more. I don't know the mechanical terminology, but it's easier to break them. So,
Teacher's convinced he's a starter.
yep,
She just assumes he's a starter.
based on
And,
literally nothing.
And he's like, everyone's kind of like going with this now. I can't really say I'm not, or make her look stupid, and I'll have a bad impression to start. So,
And he okay, he has this thing where he plays keep up with the ball, and a girl sees him doing that and is really impressed, and then he tries to shoot and he slips on the ball and falls over. And then at the end of the day, the teacher who turns out to be the soccer coach, even though she doesn't know a goddamn thing about football. I'm literally just saying it interchangeably at this point. She is like, okay, we have this cool new guy. He's like a superstar and stuff. It's great. He's just gonna sit and watch for today, though. So he does, and he sees,
like,
wow,
oh,
some of their players are actually pretty good. Uh-oh.
because it's just like you know what? I don't even know that much about soccer, so I'm gonna have this new guy. He's gonna teach you guys and train you guys because he comes from that good school and he's like a regular there, and he's just like, yeah.
So
Doesn't really say, oh no, I'm not. But
yeah, that's actually a cultural thing. You don't.
yeah, it's a cultural thing, and so he's kind of stuck in the read the air type of situation.
Yeah, you don't go against what your teachers, especially, are saying. If they're saying a thing that's wrong, you shut up and let them be wrong, and it's fine. Kind of thing. So he's watching them, and he pulls out a ball from his bag and starts playing keep up because reasons. And the five-a-side game that's going on just kind of stops and just watches him be awesome at keep up. I want to point out a thing. It was a really good scene in a film called Mean Machine with, I think it was Vinnie Jones.
Okay.
of course, it's Vinnie Jones.
Yeah, it was a football player got into some dirty business and got arrested, went to prison.
Of course, it
And
was Vinnie Jones.
yeah, and he ends up sort of coaching the prison like football team because it's Britain. Of course, they have a fucking football team. And the first thing he does to show off for the prison team is he starts doing ridiculous keep up stunts, like doing the knee up and kicking it over his head and then back kicking it forwards again, catching it between his shoulder blades and all that shit and knocking it up again, catching it on his knee. And then he immediately says, right, if you want to do that, join the fucking circus. That's not how you play football.
This sounds like the British version of The Longest Yard.
So I love that scene because it's great, but also because, yeah, that's actually a pretty real way to actually treat this kind of, it's literal stunting. It's not actually any kind of worthwhile skill in an actual game.
Yeah, when that scene happened, I was like, for fuck's sake, really?
Yeah.
I'm like, I get that, he kept doing this because he couldn't actually play and practice with the team, but couldn't he have just, I don't know, after practice, found some time to practice the actual skills or something?
Yeah, seeing as how, he was doing that anyway with his dribbling.
Yeah, you need a football and a flat plane. That's literally fucking it. You could have done this. Passing would have been tricky, but other than that...
He could have at least...
No, passing wouldn't have even been tricky, because...
Catching passes would have been tricky. Yeah, you can't really do that with one person.
You kind of can. Stand near a wall.
He actually does that later on in this, where he's like, you know what? Because everybody finds out, obviously, that he's a fake.
So he ghetto trained all the skills. He should have been ghetto training the entire time anyway.
Yes, that's what bothers me about this. Is he could have been ghetto training this entire time, but he just decides now is time. He should actually start doing that when he had this goal of wanting to be a regular on this team, but didn't actually train at all.
Yep.
So he just started training the way he trained after he got shown up on the field here.
Yeah. So they say, okay, let's have him join in because he's obviously so good because he can play keep up super well. He's a master of hacky sack. He must be great at fucking football. So he gets on the field and he's shit. And he gets embarrassed. And they're like, really? He was a regular? I mean, I just assumed, says the teacher. And super good football player is like, oh, wow, he didn't make any excuses for that, even though it was your cock-up. Because, I don't know, Confucianism, I suppose. So he goes home, and he's sad. Or something. Was that what happened, or did he go...
Doesn't he run home crying and, runs past his brother? He's like, hey, where
that
are
was
you?
it, yeah.
The little girl's like, hey, wait, I thought you wanted to do soccer. He's just like, yeah.
Yeah. So, his brother's creepy, I may have said.
Oh, yes, his brother's very creepy.
You like the ladies.
So, no. His brother goes to the school and tells the teacher, hey, my little brother's not going to be coming to school for a while because he really wants to be good at the football. It's pretty much literally his entire reasoning, but he turns on the charm and stuff. And he leaves the classroom with her and sees a bunch of schoolgirls.
They're legal in Japan.
No, they're not. Middle school girls.
Oh, okay. No, they're not.
Even high school girls, it would still be illegal because most of the country, it's still legally 18. And he says, wow, these girls are already impressive young women. No, it was creepier than that. It was something about him calling them beautiful or something like that.
It gets a bit creepier, I would actually say, given the fact that he works for a modeling agency.
Perhaps that was it. Perhaps he was simply scouting talent for now. Slash the near future.
Because he works for a modeling agency, so it's partially an excuse and it partially makes it creepier. So I
know full well that this is a bullshit excuse, seeing as how earlier in the show he basically almost let slip that he kind of dates his clients. So I'm just being an ass.
He's just very good at grooming talent. So
Oh god.
So,
Grooming is
So we have the younger brother who only decides to practice once he gets embarrassed, and we
yeah.
have the older brother who is accepting of all members of his agency.
So, little brother is practicing dribbling around some
tires.
tires that are implausibly just sort of sticking half out of the
Did he
dirt for
set
some
those up?
reason.
I don't know why those are there. Did he set those up?
Pretty sure he set those up.
Where did he get the tires?
How did he bury
Fantastic
them
question.
himself?
These are all fantastic questions. You're never gonna get an answer.
So he's down there practicing, and good football player shows up, and he's like, "Hey, 1v1 me, bro."
Yeah, because the teacher actually explained, yeah, it was my fault to the good player.
Yeah, and they
Yeah.
do, and what's his name loses terribly because duh. So little brother keeps practicing for ages and ages of like 3 days, and big brother shows up and he's like, "Hey, here's a video of a thing you might be able to do," and it's basically an upward fake kind of thing. I don't know
Yes.
what technical terms are for this kind of crap because I'm not that into football, but
What was
it's
happening?
that kind of thing. It's just knocking the ball up and kicking it back
I
over
don't know what
backwards
the
and
thing's
over
called.
forwards again.
Yeah. Keep in mind that this is he went to the school that has the crap team. Right?
Yeah.
And it took him 3 days of training to get to a decent enough level, I'd say.
It took him 3 days of training and maybe another day of learning how to do that trick to pass that one good player once, in fairness.
Yes, but that good player is the best player on the team, and like before he couldn't even kick the ball.
But here's the thing: he still can't kick the ball. That was still technically a dribble move.
Yeah.
So he's still really, really, really good at one thing, but shit at everything else.
It's kind of like Kuroko's basketball. If Kuroko's basketball was actually a pretty fucking useless skill and not the most fundamental skill of the game.
Like, that's great. You got by that guy. You still have to score, or you still have to pass to someone who can score.
I'm still just bothered by the fact that he didn't decide to train earlier. Like he just was going to dribble and he wasn't going to actually train on his own. Because I feel like that would be the main character thing to do. You know?
Yeah, it's a main character thing to do because, dude, you're not actually playing. You're just,
like,
at most, you're running with the team, at most, and then you're just shining balls the rest of the hour. So,
Because, like, here's the
every
thing,
time.
right? He's third string, right? So, I was expecting, he comes in, he's a third stringer, they have extremely low expectations, but it turns out he's been practicing in secret all this time, so he turns out to be actually kind of decent, because that's how these things tend to go.
Yeah. Decent,
But this
not
turned out-
amazing, would have been fine.
Yeah, but this turns out to be just, I don't know, it's worse, and it's not fun.
he has one skill, and I don't care about that one skill.
Yeah. And the attempts at humor in this are kind of creepy. If you can call the older brother thing an attempt at humor.
It's almost like it's telling you, hey, you can do well in a thing if you learn a bunch of cheap gimmicks. Which is a weird message to send.
Instead
But
of the
not
opposite
entirely,
message, which
not
if-
entirely untrue.
If you've been practicing in secret, it's like, hey, you can actually get somewhere if you put in the extra effort and you try.
And you go somewhere that's willing to give you a shot. That would have been a fine message. But it also
Yeah.
would have been probably more story than they wanted to deal with in a single episode. It really would have left them with very little place to go, I guess, is what they thought, maybe.
But what they gave me doesn't make me want to watch more of it to see this play out.
Yeah.
I don't care about this character. This character gave me no reason to care about him.
I don't care about this character. I don't care about any of these characters.
Yeah.
I don't care about the sport. So you had to strike against you right off the bat.
In
As
fairness,
unfair as it may be.
these characters are probably very deliberately middle school aged This seemed a little younger than we probably. It's not a complete like write off of an excuse. That it's still like middle schoolers and below have an understanding of what quality is. Still, like a shit story is a shit story to anyone. But oh well.
Let's roll something out.
Please.
But don't watch the show.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't watch the show. It's a waste of time.
There's other shows that have done this better. Or do soccer better.
Croco's Basketball. That's a really good one. Does a very similar thing, but actually does it well.
I think if you're doing a sports anime, it should be good enough to make you like it, even without you knowing anything about the sport.
I didn't know anything about basketball. There you go. I probably still don't, but
You
I
probably
played
still don't.
basketball a lot when I was a kid, and I never once. I think I never once actually made a hoop.
What?
Yeah.
Hold on. We're not rolling yet. We're going into this. You say you never made a shot ever.
Well, I made it. I made some shots. But I don't think I ever actually got it in. I think once.
You never made a shot.
okay. Now it's my turn to actually embarrass Zero. I did.
I think there was one time I made a shot that actually made it in, but like most of the time I was stuck on the bench.
That's
yeah.
goodness.
It's like the same thing. Like when I played baseball, you know, I would practice for hours in the batting cages, but when it came time for me to actually hit the ball, I ended up just kind of not hitting it because they couldn't throw a straight ball at me, and I just walked to first base.
That sounds about right for just like regular sports ball.
Children's baseball.
School level.
And like I practiced,
ball.
I did practice baseball, like basketball. I went out, like we had a basketball hoop in the front of my house, and I went out and I was like, I'm not going back inside until I score 100 shots, and I did that, and I was like, okay, I think I got the hang of this now. But you know, I never did basketball again. So
Was your goal the same height as the regulation basket you used?
I don't know. I was very young.
That might be the problem, or a problem.
So
All right.
So
Now that I'm done burying Zero,
needless to say, I always preferred acting to sports.
okay. We're getting a bit life story here, okay? I think we can just roll, please.
all right, 16.
Sorry. I was watching Dragon Ball Z Abridged earlier, so that was... Yeah, okay. 16, 13, 14, 15, 16... P! Yeah.
I was hoping you'd cut me off there.
57.
All righty. Out of 57. This week, the magic number generator comes up with 30.
Sanju.
Yeah.
We've done it. Polar Bear Cafe.
Okay. Mark that out. I'll start from 56.
Or just
You
go
get a-
57 again.
Okay. 3. Now I'm going to get easy for you.
Okay. Bear with me.
I don't like what's up there.
Ah, there it is. Okay. Oh, wow. This might be a short one, actually. So someone's going to have to check. It's called Panky's 2 Jargon or something. I don't fucking know.
Pankeys. Oh my gosh, what is this?
This looks like it might be a shorty.
I don't even know what you guys are looking at.
It's in the Discord.
Oh.
They only have raw release, they don't have actual.
So we can't watch it anyway.
Yeah, and the links on this thing aren't working.
Cool.
Right, so I'll do it again.
Mm-hmm.
Give me something good this time. All right. 55.
Right at the bottom.
Yeah.
Okay. So...
I don't like anything down here.
Okay. That's some interesting character art.
Poopy Po.
Poopy Po.
This might not be full length.
Himeji Wakaba is a 5th-year elementary school student, and she has the ability to see things that others can't. They are mostly frightening evil spirits, and they tend to do bad things to people who are close to her. As a result, Wakaba has no friends and rarely smiles. On a couple of occasions, she brings home stray animals, but her parents won't let her keep them. However, they're worried about their sad, creepy daughter, so one day they decide that whatever Wakaba brings home next, they'll let her keep. The next thing she brings home is a pink monster called Poopy Po, but her parents stand by their decision and let her keep it. No one is quite sure what Poopy Po is, but it protects Wakaba from the other things she sees. Poopy Po also helps Wakaba make friends with an occult-obsessed transfer student and solve problems with bullying. Wakaba's life is much better place with her pet pink monster.
All right. I want to watch this because that sounds hilarious, but it's 4 minutes long.
Oh, that makes me sad.
I'm very sad.
I wanted to watch this.
I'll probably watch this on my own time, see what it's like. I'll just pull that up there for later. And we're going to do this again.
Yosh.
Pulling it up for later.
All right.
4th time's the charm.
Hopefully. 28. Come on. Come on.
Okay, that sounds creepy. All right, let's...
What do we got next? What do we got next?
Everyone feel free to watch all these shows we're not going to watch. Plastic Memories. I figured it would be that one.
Okay. Yeah, this story takes place in a future not too far away where androids look exactly like humans begin to spread across the world. The android production company SA Corp produced Giftia, a new kind of android that has the most amount of emotion and human-like qualities out of any other model ever seen. However, due to problems in technology, the androids have a service life, and once they pass that, well, it gets pretty bad. For this sake, SA Corp creates a terminal service in order to retrieve Giftia that have gone past their service life. A new employee at the terminal service named Tsukasa Mizugaki forms a team with the Giftia Isla to retrieve the other androids, but...
So, Blade Runner the anime.
I actually think I read the manga for this for a while. I can't remember. It was a long time ago. This came out in 2015, though. I remember, I think I went to watch the anime, but I never did.
All right. So we got Blade Runner the anime here. Cool.
Yeah.
Sure.
Where's Harrison Ford?
Little did you know that anime girl was Harrison Ford.
Yeah, it's like a Nasuverse type thing. You got.
Could you imagine if an anime girl comes on screen and she just speaks in Harrison Ford's voice?
I'd be like, first you had my interest, now you have my attention.
Funny thing, anime girl Harrison Ford is also a saber face because of course he is.
Okay. All right then.
You spending too much time with the freaking Discord talking about their Fate Go.
It's our Discord.
Yes, but their particular channel, their gaming channel, which is all just Fate Go.
Oh, I have that shit muted. This is all from the fucking Not Safe for Work channel, probably.
Which is also all Fate Go.
Yeah, exactly. Funnily enough, that game that is about selling waifus has a lot of kind of content in it. Go figure. So, show. Yeah, it's a show. A show about dull waifus. That's gonna be. Actually, yeah, it's probably part of the course as far as our Discord is concerned. So, yeah, all right.
as far as artists. Oh, the shade.
Hmm. So we'll be watching that next week. Don't watch Whistle. It's garbage.
Yeah.
Enough of
Later.
whistle.
Can you blow my whistle, baby? Whistle, baby.
No.
But Ken, you can't deny the majesty of Flow Rider.
Yes, I can easily turn the show off.
The most interesting man that no one knows what he looks like or any of his lyrics.
I know exactly what Flow Rider looks like. Turn
You
the
do?
show off. Yes. He's a squat dude, black, stocky, bald.
Okay. Bye, everybody.
That has nothing to do with anything.
Bye.
Bye everyone.